So today for unboxing and testing and quick review, we have this pretty massive MICTUNING 30-inch LED chase light bar. These are made for UTVs or ATVs. I've seen them used in vehicles and etc. They are available on Amazon. They have pretty good reviews. So I decided to pick one up and check it out. Here we have the documentation. It does have an app. We may test the app today. I'm assuming it doesn't have a hard-coded remote, so maybe you have to use the app. I'll check that here shortly. Here's the manual. You can kind of see the concept of how they've marketed it to be mounted. It does have a remote, nice, so I ain't got to waste time with this app, which I like because I'm not really into putting these no-name Chinese apps on my phone for obvious reasons. They usually ask for like location and other crap they don't need to collect data on. So you got speed and modes. I know that these do have a brake light activation and other features. Right away, I'm seeing some pretty familiar things from some other brands I like, where you have this O-ring connector here. That's nice. And then you have another sealed enclosure. And then you have your right and left turn signal. Then you have, I'm assuming, your power here. And then this last one must be brake light activation. Let's see what it says in here again real quick. Nothing in this one. See what I'm missing here. Nothing in here about the wire coding or here. So I guess we'll have to test that out for ourselves. Now this is a nice mount. You got your rubber grips. This one's plastic. Not a big fan of that. It needs a little rubber insert in there maybe. Well, probably not. It mates to the bar itself, and the bar's pretty symmetrical, so it'd be okay if it moved a little bit. But yeah, got your nice clamps. These are thick, big aluminum clamps with hex bolts there. Got two of them, of course. And then you do have some extra rubber in here, which is good. Some screws, and then another mount. Let's get that out of the way. Take a look at this stuff here. Alright, let's go ahead and, actually I might just leave it on that and kind of take a look at it. So here's the pigtail. It's must be RGB and not WRGB because there's only 3 leads, but we'll figure that out. Suppose it could have some extra circuitry to help control it with just 3 wires. Plug that in and take my leads here, and I do have a battery that I use for testing. We'll go ahead and connect the ground and then assume that this is the positive. It does appear to be. That's a quite nice little startup routine. And that was almost white. It's more of a like the light blue. And I like this comes with a little waterproof pouch. That's nice. A color wave right out the bat. So here's off. Let's see here. I don't think this is IR. This should be RF. Let me open this thing up here. Might have a battery or tab or something to pull to make the remote work. There we go. A little difficult, but that's good. That's thick plastic. Yep, here's a battery tab for the remote. I'm going to stick that back in here, and then I'm going to turn it off. Yep, that works. On, auto. Auto didn't do a whole lot. Brightness up and down. It'll flash as you're adjusting brightness. I'm going to pull the brightness back down. Pulling the brightness back down. Back up. I'm going to kill some of my lights here. We can get a better look. There we go. Quite nice. Speed. I'm going to check that all the way up. Guess that's as fast as it goes. Mode. Kind of changed how it does the color shift there. More of a left to right. Oh, now that one I like. So this is like a rainbow color wave, but it's going along the section, so it's kind of following left to right here. It's a pretty good sized bar. Check this next mode here. Oh, that's like a disco Christmas party there. That's even more. Less white light, more color. Then you got your blue if you want to get pulled over. Then you got an interesting like strobe color wave from the inside outward. Probably hard to pick up on camera. Let's see. Like a strobe with a left to right color wave. Then you got a rainbow wave that's a little bit shorter and quicker. Then this is almost like candy cane. Slower candy cane. You have like a multicolor spiral almost. A blue spiral, inside to out color wave, one color at a time. Outside to in, the same thing. Then you got like a pulsating left to right. Another color wave with more white left to right. Then you have like a very short activation. So it only lights up 4 or 5 at a time as it waves. Almost the same thing but less white light. Not a whole lot of difference between these as I'm hitting the mode button. This all looks the same. I'm wondering if it reaches the end of its mode as you're hitting the mode button and it just stays there because it's the last mode. I'm going to put that to the test. Yeah, I think that's it. So it's going back through them. Now if I do a solid color, there's red, green, bright, kind of a rich blue. This one is a little brighter yellow, a little darker yellow, burnt orange, well, more of a little yellow-orange mixture. Then you have your orange, and there's your more of an aqua blue, purple, which almost looks like it has too much blue in it. Then there is this one. Took a minute to activate for some reason, but that's pink, which looks really good. And then you have what's supposed to be like a teal, but it again seems like it has just a little bit too much blue in it. And then white, but I'm hitting it. There we go. So white is like a combination of the colors since these are RGB strips. It doesn't look like, it looks white, but it don't look fully white. Like there's some extra of each color in there. If you've messed a lot with color strips and stuff, you know what I'm talking about. If you've had to install these and stuff. I'm gonna zoom in too on these LEDs and take a little closer look here. You get real close. Now I'm gonna hit mode. You guys can kind of see the different LEDs activating there. And here's your solid red. The colors again. For some reason that pink takes a long time to come on. Like that was a good solid 4 or 5 seconds before the pink came on for some reason. And brightness, will bring the brightness down. There we go, now we can see a little bit better. I like that it kind of flashes to let you know, hey, you've met the end of your adjustment, availability. Bring brightness back up. I'm gonna go to white, which for some reason takes a minute to activate. Anytime you leave pink, it seems like. So right now I have it on white. I'm gonna zoom back out and I'm gonna try and activate the turn signals. So here's the left supposedly, and I don't know if it's ground or hot, so we're gonna take a chance of breaking this thing. So it is to hot, and it's an amber. It's harder to pick up on the screen. It looks more red on the camera to me, but this is an amber right signal or left signal. I have it backwards, and it's basically you don't need a turn signal a standard turn signal pulsating signal where you have like a turn signal relay. It's a continuous activation, so you hold this and it does the on off for you. That's important to know because a lot of turn signal kits aren't set up to do that. And then here is the right, same thing, no issues there. And then I'm going to take a chance and assume that this brake goes to hot. It does. It's like a flash and then a solid. Letting off, it kind of fades out to the center. That you'd be pretty visible with that. I like that. Let's do something fun. Let's do a blue and then do the brake activation. Okay. Turn signal. Now I wonder if I hit the brake and then I do turn signal, what happens? Nothing. Now that's another kind of issue, right? So if you're holding your brake and you're using this thing as your brake signal and your turn signal, it doesn't appear it can do both at once, which is not good. Let's put on our turn signal and then do the brake. So it's only one or the other. Let's see if it does hazard with both turn signals. It does. That's you know, it's unfortunate they didn't think of that when they designed the circuit for this, is that the majority of vehicles are going to have need the ability to both brake and have a turn signal at the same time. So you need to pick and choose which feature you want to use. I wouldn't recommend doing both. See if I can turn on the light back on here and take a look. So it does have music activation. It says right here, music on the app. But I'm wondering, I don't see a mic anywhere. So I'm wondering if it goes through the app as you're using a music player on your app. Seems like that may be the case. Modify pin sequence. Okay, so you can kind of play around with the color programming here. That's not bad. Android 5.0, iOS 8.0 or above. You have a schedule. Kind of odd. I don't know why you'd need a schedule for this, but the music track. Oh, that's not good. You have to play it through the app. How does that work? So if you have iTunes, this definitely probably ain't gonna work. Microphone, that'd probably be better, but then you're draining your phone because it's using your phone's microphone. So I wouldn't recommend this for purchasing to use to expect it to light up, make a little light show with your UTV, you know, based off of music either. So because that's not going to be a good experience, especially you're already usually outdoors somewhere on a trail or something with a UTV. You don't want to have to worry about draining your phone's battery life. Besides that, the construction seems okay. It's not a super hard, like acrylic kind of plastic that I thought it was going to be. Let me get some more light in here again. It's more of a rubberized kind of coating. Let's do this. Zoom in a little bit. So it's got give to it, the coating here. Which, if you've ever had something outside that's got like a rubberized coating, like one of those little like Christmas rope light things, they do fade. Sunlight bleaches them. Then you've got it sealed up on the end with this, and I hope there's some extra glue in there because it's going to take more than some heat shrink over time. So for this to hold up for a long time. So this may be used inside. Oh, okay, here we go. I do see some glue right there, which is good. But still, this may be using on a vehicle that you park under an awning or something most of the time, so that you can get some good lifespan out of it, because it's not really all that cheap and it's not really all that expensive. It's kind of in between. But if you're looking at like 70 bucks for an RGB light, again, that doesn't sound cheap for some people, but it is cheap if you compare it to store-bought products. And especially in the UTV market, if you go into one of those stores, I'm sure it's going to be a couple $100 or something. But it's okay. You know, I wouldn't give it a strong recommendation, but I can't, you know, outright say don't get this product. I think it fits a niche use case, and if you have 12-volt supply, you can use it indoors. You can use it for other things if you want to get creative. It does include those high quality mounts. I mean, that's going to cost some money for them to make, so it kind of helps justify the cost a little bit there. And I like that it comes in this little waterproof carrying bag. You don't have to use the app. You can use this. You don't have to use the app for left and right and all that other crap. This will integrate with your vehicle if you have the right constant turn signal instead of a momentary. It takes a standard CR 2025 coin cell. It has some stuff going for it. But like a lot of products, there's a few things they got wrong, but they got a lot right. So that's been my review of this MICTUNING light here. I'm just going to show you here on the Amazon. You can see the weird name on this thing. Current price is $72.10.